What's the price of being a Yugituber, you might ask? $1 million. Hey guys, just a quick reminder for you guys to enter the 1700 subscriber giveaway. Make sure to click the link in the description. Check out that Nurse Burn deck profile with Mystic Mine. Make sure to drop a like and a comment, and you'll be entered to win for 5 packs of Dark Neostorm. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this banter. What's up everybody in YuGiOh YouTube land? This is Jesse Byrne representing Team FTK. I'd like to say welcome back to our channel, and if you're new here, please make sure to give us a big thumbs up if you like the video and consider subscribing. Also, ring the bell for more notifications. So as you guys may see down in the title, that this video is going to be called How to be a Yugituber on a Budget. So I'm going to be talking about two sides of the spectrum. One, I'm going to be talking about how to be a Yugituber, and the other, I'm going to be talking about budget tips to be a Yugituber. So if this video, like if you're getting into just being a Yugituber, or if you're already established and you want to learn some tricks, this might be the video for you guys. And also, if this video helps you, I hope it does. So the first thing that you guys are going to need to record videos, of course, is a device to record, whether that be a tablet, whether that be a camera. We have a fancy Nikon camera. We've been at the channel for years now, so that, and I have a fiance that I can steal stuff from, so it helps to be able to be like, hey, you got a camera, can I use that for this video, and so on and so forth to work together. But the first budget option that is going to be like pretty budget is using a cellular phone. So I have like this Motorola phone with a cracked screen. It's really janky, but you guys can honestly use this to make YuGiOh YouTube videos. And I'm going to show you guys the quality of a cellular phone, because a lot of people are like, oh, you can't use your phone to record YuGiOh videos. It's going to come out looking bad. It's not. It's going to come out looking decent, and I'll show you guys right now. So here's the first test, basically, just to show you guys the quality of the phone. So other than the glare factor, as you guys can see, this is pretty good quality. But this is another thing that I wanted to tell you guys not to do if you're trying to become a Yugituber, is definitely don't hold the phone yourself and try to do a deck profile, because it's going to end up being very shaky. So you don't want to be like, oh, I play one copy of Solitaire and have a shaky phone. What I suggest you guys do is get somebody to hold the phone as you elaborate your deck profile and show everybody your card choices. If you're planning on doing deck profiles, is to get a friend, a family member, your grandma, your aunt, your brother's cousin, whoever, to hold the phone themselves and not to go with this shaky frame. So we're going to show you guys that example. And this is the other example I was telling you guys about, is basically just to have somebody hold the camera. So I have my lovely fiance Destiny Byrne holding the camera, and as you guys can see, other than the glare factor, it's good quality. So you guys don't need to get an expensive ass camera and try and put thousands and thousands of dollars into a camera just for recording. You can easily use your phone just like that. Good quality, easy. So then, other than using like your phone to record or using like a friend to hold your camera, you can also get things like, for example, a tripod to hold the phone. So you can get like a really cool tripod at Walmart. Link will be in the description. Everything that we talk about in this video just about will be a link in the description for it, so you guys can like see all the prices and everything. But you can get good tripods that are actually like stable functioning tripods that will work for like a year and a half. I know from experience, for $14 at Walmart, and you really can't beat that. And you can also, one day, if you're tired of using your phone and you want to upgrade to a camera, you can buy like a cheaper camera at Walmart for about $70 to $85. So that's going to run you a little bit of money, of course, but it's better than investing in like a $700 Nikon or something like that if you're trying to stay on the budget side. Us here at Team FTK, we do have more of an expensive camera, but we still stick to the $14 tripod, because in a way we still are budget tubers. We very much try to scratch change to be able to, buy cards and things like that to do deck profiles. And we also have a Patreon, which I'll talk more about Patreon later on, but if you guys want to support us, go ahead and click the link in the description for our Patreon, so that way we can do more videos like this where we're able to tell you guys about more things that we bought, you know, using money from viewer supporters. And yeah, so also another thing that is very important for making videos is lighting. Luckily, I live in this nice house, so I'm able to have good lighting, so I don't necessarily need lighting all the time. But there is a few things that you can do to improve the lighting at your house for very little money. So the first thing is going to be getting a cheap LED light. So I have one right here behind me, and this one's really cheap. It was actually $5 at Walmart, and it's actually like a really good LED light, and it's flexible, it's very bendy, it's got moves, you know, so it's very good for what it does. And then I'll actually plug it in real quick for you guys and show you guys how it works, so you guys can see the difference in lighting type of thing. So I'll just plug it in, and then it has just a little switch like this. So then there's a whole bunch of lighting, so it's really good for LED quality. And then if you want to set it like in a sideways type frame like this, you can see that there's a difference in lighting. You know, I don't usually use LED lights, but if you guys do need that lighting, extra lighting, you know, in your house, definitely check out Walmart. Link will be in the description for the $5 LED lights. And then I have this one over here that we got at like a secondhand like store, like a thrift store, Goodwill-ish type thing. And this one's good for like doing nails and stuff, but it certainly works good because you can hang it and stuff. So it's a good LED light to have. It definitely is. And then another thing that I want to cover, other than having a device, having lighting, having a tripod, having somebody hold your phone, is the microphone. So I'm going to show you guys this microphone. I'm going to take the video on my phone because the microphone's already hooked up to the camera. But you guys can see this amazing microphone. I got it on Amazon for only $20. The link will be in the description as well. So we'll show you guys this awesome microphone. And then another important part about making videos and being a Yugituber in general is being able to edit the videos that you make. So we use OpenShot to edit videos. It's a free video program, editing website, whatever you want to call it. It's free, that's the point. It's called OpenShot. Link will be in the description. It's totally 100% free. It is a little laggy sometimes, so I'm not going to say it's the best thing in the world. But we also have Ben 10,000 of YuGiOh uses Windows Movie Maker, and that's free as well. So there's a bunch of video editing software that you guys can get for totally free, which is really good. And it basically just helps you be able to edit your videos. And if you guys don't have a excuse me, if you guys don't have a laptop, don't have a home computer, and you guys still want to be able to edit your videos, I'm sure that there's some great ones in the Google Play Store for your Android or your iPhone, and I'm sure that you guys could still find great editing software. And then if you guys don't have enough space on your phone, I have an option for that, is practice. Practice makes perfect. So back in the day, I didn't have any way to edit my videos whatsoever, so I would just practice my videos all the time. Most of the time I only like edit if I mess up. Most of the times I don't even write down lines, I don't even write down ideas. I just go off the top of my head. So if you guys have enough practice to just be like, oh, I know exactly how I'm gonna talk in my video, I know exactly what I'm gonna say, then practice always makes perfect. And just repeating the same lines, no matter how much it takes, like no matter how much time it takes, no matter how much you mess up. If you're 5 minutes into a video and you mispronounce a card name, you start it over and just go from there. Like, it's really easily just the best way to do it if you're have no resources whatsoever, if you have no storage on your phone, if you don't have a laptop, if you just have a phone, if you don't have any way to edit. It's perfect for what it does. And yeah, so video editing is a must sometimes. If you can't, just practice is my advice there. And then custom thumbnails is also an important factor in YuGiOh. So there's a bunch of different ways to do custom thumbnails. Is like, there's PowerPoint, which I know Ben 10,000 of YuGiOh uses that. And there's also like Photoshop, but that costs money. So just using the best free ones you could look up on YouTube, like best ways to make YouTube thumbnails. top 10 list. There's a bunch of videos. You guys can find out any information you need from ways like that. We'll link everything in the description. And thumbnails are very important, but if you don't necessarily want to use custom thumbnails, like if you're not good at making them or if you don't know anybody who makes them, you can get Google Images and download those as thumbnails. Sometimes we'll use those, like if we don't have time to make a thumbnail, like if we're rushed to make a video, or if something like that happens, then we'll use a Google image. It's not like the most respectable or commendable thing, but basically if you use those, they can work for your advantage. I would suggest using just like a picture of the card. So like if you're using a deck that has synchros, just use like the synchro of the monster instead of using like a thumbnail that somebody else already used, because then somebody else could see that you used their thumbnail and they could be salty and be like, hey, why are you using my thumbnail, you know? I would suggest just to use like the monster or something that represents your deck on Google Images. So there's a few more things I want to talk about, but as for the editing and thumbnails, links will be in the description for all that good stuff. So now that you guys know how to record and know a little bit of, you know, information on stuff like that, let's talk about what type of content that you guys can create in terms of YuGiOh YouTube. So one of the popular things that you guys can very easily do is doing deck profiles. So you can get some decks and you can profile them. Me, myself, I have about like 10 decks, but I'm looking to, you know, downsize soon. But the way that you guys can do it on a budget is by picking just a very few limited amount of decks. I would say at least like 3, and then just consistently uploading those 3 over and over again, and maybe having one that is like a fan favorite type of thing, but not necessarily like uploading them over and over again, but taking time in between each upload. So maybe upload each deck profile every 3 months would be good for me to see a consistent update towards that deck. So for example, if I'll take 3 of my favorite decks. So I really love Volcanics, I really love Yosenjus, and I really love Harpies. So all 3 of those decks are pretty much budget, except for Harpies in a way, because some of that stuff skyrocketed, but that's a whole nother subject. So if you guys have 3 favorite decks and you want to showcase those decks and make them around your theme, I guess, then people are going to love seeing you and seeing you for those decks, as long as the decks are actually, I guess, playable in a way, as long as those decks can function, as long as you're not throwing 3 Fiendish Chain into everything with, you know, an incorrect ban list. Then those decks, as long as they have somewhat of a following, people are going to jump on board and people are going to want to see your content, and you're going to be known for those certain types of videos. So for example, when I first got into it, I was playing Chainburn. I love Chainburn. And then I gradually moved towards Yosenju and more other anti-meta style decks. And then it kind of became like a rogue movement in a way where we're able to just post rogue content on the channel and people love to see it and they come back for more. So you need to definitely have your style and your originality and things like that to be able to push forward and make great content. So I want to go more in depth and show you guys like decks on the mat and show you guys like examples of stuff. So like stay tuned and all that stuff, because we're gonna like stop the video and go from there. So here we have some decks of mine. So basically one thing that I like to do is I like to do a lot of deck profiles on the channel. So I like to keep it pretty much budget so that way I can stay afloat. I'm not trying to profile every single like Sky Striker list or anything like that. So like right now I have Zombies right here, very budget deck, probably costs like $100. And yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh cards are expensive, so saying $100 is budget is like the truth, because some decks are like $1,000. So there's like Zombies right here, and then there's all these decks that I have right here in this big box, and then I have several more decks in my bag over here. But I got this deck box off of Amazon.com for $14, and this is really good for holding all your stuff. Link will be in the description. Monster's really good quality. So yeah, but basically all the decks that I play, and the reason that I'm showing you this is because they're basically budget. Like we have Destiny's Monarchs here, budget deck, probably costs like $50, you know. We have You know, Madolce's right here, but that's not really budget anymore, but it was at one time. But basically, decks that are, you know, $100 or less, those are the type of decks you want to jump on board with, and you want to be able to push forward if you're on a budget. Like I have Yosenju's right here, still to this day, fused in with a little Mech Knights, something spicy. You guys can honestly just deck profile like 3 or 4 cheap decks and just go from there, and yeah, be able to make quality content. So enough about making decks, because some of you guys might not want to do deck profiles on your channel. We're going to talk about the other things you can do and the other budget options to do so.